Where should you live near Randolph Air Force Base when you PCS to San Antonio? Here's the short answer. Most military families land in one of 5 places: Universal City, right outside the gate, Schertz, Cibolo, Converse, or New Braunfels, up Interstate 35. Which one fits you comes down to 3 things: your commute, your BAH, and whether you plan to buy or rent. I'm Christopher Beal, Army veteran and Realtor here in San Antonio with Veteran Real Estate San Antonio, and I help PCS families make this exact call every single week. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the housing allowance you're working with in 2026, what homes actually cost in each of these cities right now based on real MLS data, whether on-base housing makes sense, and how to decide if you should buy or rent on a 3-year tour. Quick lay of the land first. Randolph sits on the northeast side of the metro inside Universal City. That northeast corridor, Universal City, Schertz, Cibolo, Converse, is where the shortest commutes live, most of it inside a 15 to 20 minute drive to the gate. New Braunfels stretches that to roughly half an hour, and in return you get newer construction and hill country access. So what's the 2026 BAH at Randolph? If you're an E5 with dependents, it's $1,869 a month. An E6 gets $2,094. An E7, $2,112, and an 03 gets $2,127. Here's something a lot of people miss. Every installation at Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph, Fort Sam Houston, Lackland, Camp Bullis shares one military housing area. So your BAH is set by your grade and dependent status, not by which gate you report to. 2 more things you need to know this year. Rates came down about 3% on average from 2025. If you were already stationed here, grandfathering protects your old rate. But if you're PCSing in this summer, you get the 2026 numbers. So budget off the new rate, not what your buddy who's been here 2 years is drawing. And remember, BAH is tax-free. When a lender looks at your income for a VA loan, that allowance counts, and it counts strong. That's the foundation of your whole housing decision here. What does a home actually cost in each of these cities right now? I pulled the numbers straight from the San Antonio MLS for the first half of 2026, so this is closed sales, not asking prices. Converse is the value play. The median closed price there is about $243,000. Universal City, right outside the Randolph gate, is about $265,000. Cibolo runs about $350,000, and Schertz tops the corridor at roughly $370,000. Now connect that to your VA loan. With full entitlement, there's no loan limit. You can go 0 down at any of these price points. If you've got partial entitlement, the 2026 conforming limit in Bexar and Guadalupe County is $832,750, which still covers everything on this list several times over. Here's the honest part. Most videos skip. Whether your BAH fully covers the payment depends on your rate, your taxes, and your insurance. And property taxes in Texas are no joke. That's math I run with you line by line before you ever write an offer, so there's no surprise at the closing table. Should you just live on base at Randolph? Here's my straight answer. On-base housing is convenient, but your BAH walks out the door as rent. Privatized base housing takes your full allowance, and at the end of the tour, you've got nothing to show for it except convenience, which, to be fair, is worth something. No commute, no yard surprises, community inside the fence. If your tour is short or your family needs simple right now, that can be the right call, and I'll tell you so. But run the other side of the math. Take that same $1,869 and E5 draws, point it at a mortgage in Universal City or Converse, and every month a slice of it comes back to you as equity instead of vanishing as rent. Do that for a 3-year tour, and you walk away owning something. That's the trade. Convenience on one side, ownership on the other. Most of the families I work with, once they see the numbers side by side, choose to own. Okay, next question, and it's the big one. Should you buy or rent on a 3-year tour? The answer comes down to your exit plan, because with a VA loan, buying near Randolph gives you 3 clean ways out when orders drop. 1, you sell. The Northeast Corridor turns over constantly because PCS season never stops. There's always another family inbound. 2, you keep it and rent it out. A home near a base that brings in thousands of new families every year is about as steady as rental demand gets. And plenty of the veterans I work with left San Antonio as landlords. 3, and this is the one nobody tells you about, your VA loan is assumable. If you buy at today's rate and rates are higher when you leave, a qualified buyer can take over your exact loan, and that can make your house the most attractive listing on the street. Now, when does renting win? if you might ETS early, if your follow-on assignment is a coin flip, or if you're inside a 2-year window. Rent, keep it simple and don't force it. Buying is a tool, not a rule. But on a standard 3-year tour with a VA loan and 0 down, the math usually leans toward owning. So how do you set this up before you ever leave your current duty station? Start 60 to 90 days out. Pull your certificate of eligibility. Your lender can grab it in minutes. Get a fully underwritten pre-approval, not just a pre-qualification letter. And if you're Air Force, ask about permissive TDY for house hunting. You can typically get up to 10 days, and 10 focused days here is more than enough to lock a home down. If you can't fly in at all, don't sweat it. I walk buyers through homes on video, and remote closings are completely normal in this market. I've handed keys to families who saw their house in person for the very first time on moving day. Quick recap: know your 2026 BAH. Match the city to your commute and your budget. Converse and Universal City for value. Schertz and Cibolo for newer space. And make buy versus rent and exit plan decision, not a guess. If you want the numbers run for your exact situation, call or text me at 210-882-8583 or find me at veteranrealestatesa.com. I'm Christopher Beal. I'll see you in the next one.